right. Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Brian Finnerty from Macabre Daily, and I'm super excited to, at the very last minute, have been able to wrangle an interview with Johann Paul here, who is down in Austin, Texas for Fantastic Fest. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for doing this. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Thank you. We were, to give people a little behind the scenes, we were literally messaging, I think, up until midnight, maybe 12:30
Yeah,
last night, seeing if we can
yeah,
make this happen. And then we woke up this morning, and as you can see, me particularly didn't get camera ready,
yeah.
but we're
I
here
just
to
took a shower
chat.
though. It's all an act basically. I just rolled out of bed as well. So it's like
Oh, good. You're the Hollywood one, so you're the one who needs to look good anyway. But
I'll try.
but yeah, so we're here to talk about your movie, Meat Kills, that
Yes.
had its this was its world premiere, right?
Was this world premiere? Yeah, we had it like 2 days ago at
Mhm.
Fantastic. And
Absolutely.
it was crazy. We got such a great, cool response. Like obviously like the selection was already sort of important to us. Like it was
Mhm.
amazing. Yeah, we loved getting selected. That was so cool. And then they invited us over. But like the responses have been crazy, which is also why it was so difficult setting up this interview, I suppose. Like it's been like just a ride from there on out. Like so
Yeah.
many, so many responses, interviews, all that stuff. It's crazy.
Well, I'd have to imagine, and I'm gonna like show my cards here and just say I freaking loved the movie. It was incredible.
Yeah.
And if even half the people reacted as strongly as me, you've probably been getting like inundated with attention and people wanting to chat with you. Is
Yeah,
that?
yeah. So yeah, it's been like people coming up to me like online, but also in real life, and like just talking about the movie, talking about it, how it impacted them, which is kind of crazy as well. I thought like people would love the movie in the sense like just watching it, but like they really resonated with the message as well.
Hmm.
Fantastic, really resonated with the message. And so that's been really cool, like as a creator, that people like instead of just entertainment, like the things that you want to say are, people are pick up on that, and like people actually came up to us, like which was super rewarding, and were like, well, you made this movie for me, like I saw myself in this, and like it's crazy, like how grateful that experience was, like
That's
crazy.
amazing. Yeah, that's got to be the dream
Yeah,
as
yeah,
a
yeah.
creator of any
Honestly,
kind.
honestly. Yeah.
So just for the people watching this who might not be familiar, would you mind just giving us like the quick little elevator pitch? Like what's Meat Kills about?
Yeah. Meat Kills is a horror slasher
Hmm.
gore movie. Like it's very gory. Like a lot of people have been making online videos about like warning people.
Very gory.
Very gory. It's like a Fantastic Fest called it extremely mean. So I think that's also a takeaway on that. And it's about like it's a group of animal activists, the
Mhm.
animal army, who go to a hog farm to, free the pigs. But they find out that the pigs have already been slaughtered, and their sort of like their sympathy turns into bloodlust against the family of the farmer. And in turn, the family farm is dealing with a lot of tragedy as well, and they
Mhm.
see these activists as pests trying to sabotage their lives and business. So they fight back, and it's you get pulled into this vortex of escalating violence. And in some cases, obviously, the messaging is pretty there about like polarization, and like the problems with believing you're the only one. It's sort of the dehumanization of like the other people, right? So you start to view the others as less than human, and then that sort of makes it right to kill each other, I suppose. And then then you end up with this kind of movie, I suppose, with a messaging about like yeah, about strong messaging about both the meat industry, about radicalism, polarization, and a lot of stuff to think about when the credits roll.
Yeah.
That's it in a nutshell. I don't know if it was really concise, but like,
Perfect, perfect job. Um, what was like I was lucky enough to have a screener and
Yeah.
I was sitting on my couch by myself watching it, and I know I was reacting really strongly, but um, I'm curious, what was it like watching it with a live audience at a film festival?
It was like it's so grateful, like it's so cool to watch it with the audience. I mean, that's sort of that's the where you go for, like this is the
Mhm.
best possible thing that you could do. And we already had like all these hawk masks, all these big masks lined up on the seats. So people were coming in and already, there was this tension to it. Like people reacted to those masks really well.
Hmm.
And they put them on like for the pictures and stuff, and everybody was along for the ride. And it sort of felt like one of those roller coasters, like everybody gets seated and they clang down the straps. And
Yeah.
everybody, I think everybody sort of knew going in that this would be like a pretty harsh ride. And but people loved it. Like it's so cool hearing all the responses, all the laughter, like just people screaming. And then you have the killing moments are very, I think, satisfying in a way. So,
Hmm.
you get people sort of like, oh yeah, and oh my God. And like all those responses was insane. Like it was such a cool experience. Yeah.
Yes, it very much feels like one of those movies. Like people, if they have the chance to see it in the theater, or at the
Yeah.
very least get a big crowd of your friends who are not easily offended together and watch this movie. Uh,
Yeah, I think that'd be the best experience. Yeah, try to catch it in cinemas. That'd
yeah.
be yeah,
You mentioned like obviously the a big theme of the movie is the polarization and just the
Mhm.
inability of these two groups to like that ever just pause, take a breath,
Yeah,
actually communicate with one another, try to de-escalate the situation. Um, I know that you've been working on this film for I think about 8 years, you said, and so you couldn't have predicted it, but it was a pretty wild time in the United States to be premiering this movie.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, agreed. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
Yeah, there's I'm sure you're aware, and people have talked
yeah,
about, especially recently, a big push to make like more liberal and progressive voices to kind of uh, project them as like violent and aggressive and dangerous. And I
yeah,
think that was so reflected in your movie with this like this gray area of like who are the good guys, who are the bad guys? Are the
yeah,
activists, are we supposed to root for them? Are they actually more dangerous than the pig farmers?
yeah.
I wonder if you can just talk about sort of where did the idea for this moral ambiguity come from in writing the movie, and like was that a theme you wanted to explore?
Well, I think it's been brewing for a while now, this sort of polarization, and it's been happening in the Netherlands as well. Like
Hmm.
I think it's a worldwide problem. And what I saw like 8 years ago, even, is like I went to Big Farm for like shooting some sort of regional item for television. So I was shown around there, and I saw like these farmers who loved pigs, like they caressed them, they cuddled with them, but they
Hmm.
also, like knew that these pigs would all go to the slaughterhouse like in a couple of weeks.
Hmm.
And they were sort of like acceptant of that, but they were so kind and like a loving sort of family there at their pig farm, obviously. And then, but they were also, they had to like, I don't know how much you know about like breeding pigs, but like they keep the mother in with the piglets. But
Okay.
sometimes the mother sort of missteps and kills a pig because like it's such a cramped container.
Hmm.
So there's a guy going around like pulling all the dead piglets from the pens and just
Hmm.
putting them in the bucket. And it's such like that sort of image. Like that's also in the movie. Like that sort of stuck with me so much because like it was such a normalization of like this extreme violence,
Hmm.
like such a horrific thing. Like from an outsider like, coming in and seeing that was like, oh my God. And then knowing that those like this is pretty gruesome, but like it's the truth, I guess. But like
Yeah.
those piglets would end up being used for gelatin and they would turn into candy, which is like so crazy to think about. Like in a
Yeah.
couple of weeks from now, kids will be chewing on this. So that
The
whole
little
thing,
kid is going to just have a lollipop
yeah,
and
we'll have a lollipop sucking on that little piglet. So that's sort of like this whole thing that we've built. Like I'm not blaming anyone for it, but like it's
Mhm.
crazy that we've got this And there's an obvious outcry to sort of take a look at the meat industry and all these things. But at the same time, like people want to be heard and they radicalize and they become more violent. And we've had like quite a few situations here already between activists and farmers, like
Hmm.
going back and forth, farmers being mad at the activists, activists being mad. And the dialogue is just missing, like there's nobody's trying to nuance it. Everybody's just trying to rile it up. And politicians are, either for the farmers or for the activists, they sort of stoke the fires.
There's no such thing as in between anymore. There's
Exactly.
no,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly. And to be honest, like I've seen this happen. Like I'm very much into American politics. Like I keep a close eye on everything that because you're sort of the prelude of what happens to the rest of the Western world, right?
yeah.
So it's like everything that happens over in the USA will eventually, like in a couple of years, head over to us.
Hmm.
So I've like I've seen that all the incidents that happened and all the violence that happened over the last couple of weeks, and like also the politicization of that situation. Like everybody's trying to claim it, like it's all, like people will show outrage or empathy, and in the
Hmm.
same post will be like, oh, and here's my agenda to sort of, this is a great time to push this new bill, or like create this, like maybe this is a good time to silence that guy, or like it's so you
Yeah.
can feel everybody pulling on it, and there's no, or at least must have been some people who tried to bridge it, but like they don't get a loud enough voice, and
Hmm.
you got so many people, politicians and people on TV or the internet or whatever, trying to sort of create that divide. Like it's crazy, and I think it's very much fueled by like the way social media works, not so much like the brainwashing or anything, but like
Hmm.
like a good headline will always generate more clicks, like so it's a natural progression of like any discussion that the extremist headlines get the most clicks on either side.
Yep.
And so that you have to sort of work against that flow to sort of find common ground again. And
Hmm.
you got to find common ground. Like I think that's the main takeaway of this movie is like there are so many options or chances within this movie as well where they could
Hmm.
de-escalate the violence and be like, all right, let's pause this a little bit and talk it over, and maybe like yeah, things have been shitty on both sides, let's not continue this, and they don't,
Yeah.
and they refuse to, and that's where you end up in worse situations, I suppose.
Yeah. And that was what was particularly fascinating about your take on this was that both sides were doing that
Yeah.
equally. Like I feel like there's plenty of movies where there's a lot of morally gray characters, but I felt like your
Mhm.
movie just I don't know, I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but it did it in a different way where right from step one there really was no boundary between like the villain and the hero, the good guy and the bad guy in this
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
you could make an
yeah,
equally valid case that the activists are the heroes. You could make an equally valid case that the pig farmers were the heroes.
yeah.
Equally valid case that neither of them were. It was very
Yeah,
interesting.
thanks for picking that up. Yeah, that was actually the intention. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I love that you're willing to like kind of lean into the political nature of it because I mean this is
Yeah.
cliche at this point to say something like all art is political or horror is political. Um,
Yeah.
but there's some
Yeah.
people who like don't see that and don't agree with that. You even sometimes have filmmakers coming out and saying like, no, 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 don't read anything into my movie. We were just
Yeah,
making
you
a
don't read
movie.
anything into it. Afraid
Um,
that they'll offend one or other of the groups. Yeah. So I
yeah.
think it's very yeah, it's about nuance, and it's about like trying to find common ground with the people you hate, or the people you dislike the most, or people who you think are absolutely vile beings or whatever.
Mhm.
But you still gotta build a civilization with each other, and you still gotta do something about it. Otherwise, the other answer is like escalating violence into nothingness, like into, so yeah, I'm not afraid about like telling what my main motivations here were, and I hope, like, so what I gather so far is like a lot of people, both on the vegan side and both on the people who are carnivores, have something to think about, and It's not politicized in that I'm saying that anyone is like I'm warning for radicalism. That's mostly it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Like it's very much a thing. Like you can have your opinions and you can have strong opinions, but like try to find something that you can agree with and then work from there, or agree to disagree on some level, I guess. But like
Mhm.
so, but yeah, to be honest, like I never. I just wrote it, and I guess like you said, like everything's sort of politicized because it comes from the heart and it comes from what your own stance. And yeah, I'm not afraid to say that this is like it definitely has a thought-provoking message. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's the intent at least. Like it would be like it's not kills for the kill's sake. Like
No.
it has a heart to it. Like it cares for humans, even though it's a very gruesome movie. It's ultimately
Uh,
about like, please don't do this.
that's something that only horror fans and horror filmmakers can understand is that you can make a movie where somebody is literally like split in two with a
Yeah,
buzz saw, blood and gore going everywhere, and you can also say, but it was made with heart. Like
it was
it's
played with a heart. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a cautionary tale about radicalism. Yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah, absolutely.
So, Paul, I could talk to you all day about this. I love this conversation, but I want to be so respectful. Excuse me. I want to be so respectful of your time and the fact that you're like a really important person down there at Fantastic Fest this year.
Apparently, yeah.
Um, before I let you go, can you just let people know if they wanna follow you or stay up to date on the movie and when and where they can see it? How can people do that?
Wow, that's a cool question. Yeah, you can definitely just follow me on Instagram. Like
Hmm.
my name, Paul de Vrijer, will pop up. People can follow me, follow the movie there. I'll be posting about that project and other projects.
Hmm.
But and if you want to see meat kills, unfortunately, it's just like at festivals now. So like I think it's heading to Screamfest as well. It got
Okay.
just got announced yesterday, I think,
Yeah.
and it's coming to Screamfest and it's heading to all those big genre festivals.
Yeah.
And we're in talks. At least that's what I gathered. They sort of don't let me into those discussions, but like it's been in talks about like distribution. Like it's all pretty new territory to me, but like there are talks to do a US release, and then hopefully we'll get like. I mean, I'm just spitballing here. Like, there's nothing in stone, but like
Yeah.
we're looking to get like a theatrical release,
Well,
and then after that, would be cool to get like home DVD or Blu-ray stuff. I know the director is really Martin Smith. He's an amazing guy. He wants the steel box. He wants to get a steel box to put into people's homes. But we'll see. So right now it's only festivals, unless
yeah.
you touring it somewhere,
Well,
I
we're
guess.
putting energy out there that I have no authority and I have no pull in this industry, but
But
I would be shocked
fingers crossed.
if it does not end up distributed somewhere.
Thank you. That's so nice. Well, here's to open. I think it will have a great festival run. We've had great selections already. Like we're heading to Spain in about 2 weeks,
Mhm.
which is like I gotta prepare for all this sort of travel. Like I thought it would just be a small place in some sense, but now like now I have to throw my whole life over
Oh
and travel
man.
after the movie, which is awesome. I mean, I'm so grateful that is happening, but like
Yeah. But
crazy.
I'm sure it's disorienting as hell too.
Yeah, 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 it is. Yeah.
Oh, well, congratulations on, yeah, an amazing movie. I loved
Thank
it.
you.
We'll have a proper full review up on Macabre Daily, probably like in the next
One
week.
review.
What's that?
1 star review then.
Ah. Absolutely not. I don't know, we'll have to come up with a special rating system.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, yeah.
Five out of five piglets or something.
That's good. That's also interesting, by the way, that this movie was so like violent, I suppose,
Hmm.
that it got a new rating in the Netherlands. Like they
Oh,
actually
really?
made a new segment of it. Like we had
Just for
R
you.
rating. Yeah, just for this movie, like it's the first movie getting the 18 plus rating for violence. Like that has never happened before. So like
Wow.
it's crazy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like even all the movies that come out, like Hot Shown and Frontiers and Saw, all the Saw movies, and this one gets the 18 plus. So
Huh.
that's a badge of honor.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
wild.
that's
Testament.
wild. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I mean, hey, you're already making history now.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks, thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. And yeah, good. Enjoy the rest of your time down there. And thank you, everybody out in Macabre Daily World, for listening to us. And
Yeah.
we'll talk to you all soon.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thanks so much.